What's good, my boy? What's good? What's the skit for the day, man? You know I look forward to your skits. It always get me going for the video and getting informed and stuff, man. You ain't nothing like the mother boy.
I don't know, man. I got a lot to talk about today. But I do understand where you're coming from. You know, that same scripted that everybody do.
Welcome to my channel. We're going to do update 3.52 where we talk about looting, farming, and the best weapons in the game.
Yeah, it sounds like everybody be on that YouTube script. They use free from the same playbook.
I mean, technically, we could just use this as a skit. I mean, let's move out.
Pimps and players!
Welcome to Game Peddlers. The Greens Way.
It don't matter if you're a veteran or a straight rookie at the game. Battlefield 6, we can had the beta and we can seen the formula of what they're going through, and it doesn't matter, like I said, if you played it or not, or if you played previous Battlefields. I got you covered. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna cover movement and positioning. We're gonna talk about gameplay, attachments, classes, vehicles, fastest way to XP farm so you can rank up your guns and whatever you're trying to get, game modes. We're gonna talk about settings, smart survival habits. We're gonna cover it as much as possible in a short period of time, and I got you. Just stay tuned. This your boy Game Peddlers. Y'all already know what to do. Hit the like button, and if you're watching on mobile, hit the hype button. And for the new people, it's not a sub button, it's a loyalty button. Hey, I only want people that's loyal. Don't hit it if you ain't. Let's start off with gunplay and attachments. Right here, I want to let y'all know we are not going to compare with the Battlefield 2042 because that is nothing like any of the other classic Battlefield games. Like I said, I'm here for the people that's new and a refresher just in case you haven't played Battlefield in a while. So get 2042 out your head. When it comes down to the weapon tune for precision, recoil, pass, and tap fire and burst, that is very important because I know a lot of y'all didn't heard about the bloom and bloom this, bloom that. It's awful, it's broke. Look at here, every Battlefield didn't have this. It's not really broke, it's just how they do things. It's when you hold the gun and you aim down your sight and hold that trigger for a long period of time, you're gonna get bullet patterns that's way out there. It's meant to be like that. It's either adapt or die, literally on the battlefield. You need to sit here and time how long you can hold a trigger on each individual gun. And that's just how this game is. It is very crucial that you learn this. And I'm gonna give you a little thing that the devs typically do in every Battlefield. When it comes to the game and the lifespan of the game, Battlefield starts off one way with their guns and then they fine tune it. This ain't like Call of Duty where pretty much with the basic guns is pretty much what it is. And then they add new guns and to counter off the fix of the other guns. They simply tune the first beginning base guns, and then when they add new ones, those start getting tuned. This ain't like any other game. And with that being said, when it comes to attachments, sometimes less attachments is better than more. I just want you to know that based on the beta and how it plays, it feels more like the old type of Battlefields. Not every time having a shitload of attachments is going to help you. You got to keep that in mind.
So what about the shotguns?
That's a great goddamn question. Glad you paying attention. In Battlefield 6, everybody sat there and was, you had the community a little bit divided for those that got to play inside of the beta. And then if you seen the labs or whatever before the beta, you seen what it was going to be when the beta came. The shotguns seemed like it was devastating. It was super overpowered, shooting you from a block away, and you seen the clips. Well, let's get to what's going on now. Is they already had updated after the patch, after the first beta. With that being said, shotguns is more in the realm of shotguns, which they even said that they was going to nerf or tweak a little bit down the line, which is what I said previously before. They are very particular with their weapons, and they will, with the base weapons, keep on updating to get the right tweaking settings, and that goes down to time to kill. At the beginning of the game, at every Battlefield, which this is going down the formula of all the great Battlefields, even Battlefield 2042, we can bring that one back in, the time to kill change. As the game first launches, sometimes time to kill can be extremely fast when the game first launches, but then as people start to progress when it comes to unlocking weapons, they start seeing playstyles and metas and stuff like that, and some things that might not been the way they intended when it was a smaller base of people that was testing in labs. And we're going to talk about farming and how to get those attachments even quicker down the line. So with that being said, they're very particular when it comes to that. And shotguns, even though they sat here and nerfed it a little bit, shotguns are still shotguns. It's meant to be devastating up close, and that's what you're going to get. Now, depending on your playstyle when it comes to attachments, whether or not you're going to have the buckshots and then managing certain spreads and stuff like that. What we do not see and is the Battle 2042, being able to just on the fly switch your attachments. But here's a tip: if you redeploy, and you can, when you redeploy, you can go ahead and switch. Now just say you messed up and you got the wrong gun. Well, if you sit still for a couple of seconds, if you hurry up and go back to it, you can go ahead and back into the menu and switch your attachments in your gun right then and there. And that way you don't have to kill yourself losing your team's tickets. Tickets are your lives when it comes to objective, people, just in case you didn't know that. So that is a little tip that you can instantly, as soon as you respawn, you can go ahead, pick the class if you picked the wrong one when you tried to hurry up and quick respawn. That's my tip on that.
I like the way you scrambling and shaking.
Come on, you gotta chill out with that one. Movement and positioning. But anyway, Battlefield 6 is more boots on the ground. A lot of this brought in a lot of new people, which is you COD people. Look at here. Yes, you can still drop shot. It is possible, but it does take practice and knowing when to do it and when not to do it. Thinking that you're just gonna bounce and bunny hop in the air on this one, the devs already sat there and said you're not about to jump in the air like a rabbit and think that some of these bullets are not going to register. They are. They're pretty good at that, and it's always been that way. And also, they sat there and said, depending on your momentum, if you keep doing that, you will be penalized. And yes, it has been that way before on Battlefield. That's just how they do. So for you people that's coming from COD, this is a fair warning. Do not keep doing some of these movements. I know y'all haven't seen the movements that was on Twitter or social media after the beta. They already said they nipping that in the bud. Now, for those that want to get back into really wanting to learn Battlefield and thinking and not trying to watch this just to get a heads up on cheesy ass shit, cover to cover is your friend. It really is. Learning the map, I know it can be a little distracting because you got jets flying over your head, bombs going off, sound cues and all this stuff. That's all good, but you need to learn these maps or move with a platoon, your squad. A lot of people want to just be Lone Ranger. It's cool to be a Lone Ranger. I can do it on my own, but at the same time, I know the maps. I understand the maps, landscape, being vertical is key sometimes. Spawning with your teammates, that is very crucial, and we're going to definitely talk about that when it comes to classes, when we get into classes, and particularly the sniper. But spawning with your teammates is everything. It's key. It's paying attention to that mini map every time that you die. Do not just spam, hey, respawn. It's pay attention, because when it comes to the objective, especially if you want to farm and get those points, paying attention to where your team is going, and you can sit there and see if you have a good teammate that is giving good intel on the map. When you're dead, you can see the opposite team too and which direction they're heading. Normally it goes clockwise or counterclockwise on the opposite team, or who is grabbing what. Positioning is everything. So sometimes you might be able to go backtrack on an old flag because they're getting ready, the opposite team might be getting ready to come over there to get it, and you can get to jump over there and tell your squad mates to come on too, and they might see that and do it as well. When it comes down to firing while sliding, and like I said, all that stuff is fine and dandy if you can sit there and drop shot, but thinking that you're just going to get away like it's Call of Duty is not happening. Here's a tip: holstering your gun makes you run faster. I mean, that's obvious, but some people don't know that. So I'm not even going to say that's obvious anymore. I'm not going to play y'all for all that don't really be in FPS. When it comes to sliding and all that stuff, you know what you can and can't do. Battlefield is very boots on the ground and is more realistic than an arcade shooter. Understanding positioning is very important too, because just because whatever class you choose to be doesn't mean you particularly have to play a certain style. Just because you're a sniper doesn't mean you have to sit away so far, because I actually play with a sniper mid-range to close range. It doesn't matter if you're a frontline person, a flanker, or an anchor. There's always key points of where you need to pay attention to. When it comes to the front line, you definitely need to be quick on your feet and learn these covers. When you're a flanker, you need to pay attention to your squad, so that way you know that you're looking at them and you still got good cover to be a good flank. When it comes to an anchor, well, you're sitting in the middle trying to make sure that you ain't getting flanked and your squad ain't getting flanked. Paying attention and not just hitting the spam button to die is very, very important. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen. It takes time, and I understand that all this noise can be distracting.
How do I unlock weapons and attachments faster?
Oh, you trying to farm. You trying to get your grind on. All right, I got you. This part is going to be game modes, farming, of course, and class and specialists. This is where we get into the big bulk of everything. So let's get started. When it comes to farming, there's different game modes that you can go to for different scenarios. I recommend for you new people that never played Battlefield ever before, or your first time was playing Battlefield 6 and you feel like you was getting stomped during the beta, the best modes to play for you is things like TDM, domination, getting used to the guns, maybe even rush, to scale down to 12v12, 16v16. Those type of game modes are great for you, and for also people who are even experienced can get benefits out of playing game modes like Rush. I know a lot of y'all don't like Rush. We've seen it all on Twitter, but this is how we're going to talk about farming. And the reason why I want some of the new people to go over to Team Deathmatch and Domination is because it's small. You get to understand the bloom, gun spread, get your settings down, which we're going to talk about that next. And you can just learn the atmosphere of how to do things with your classes, like medics, being able to understand something about a medic. Just because there's medics on the field doesn't mean that they're there. Everyone is a medic. And when I say this, I just want to get this out of the way real quick. I hate seeing people sit here and yell and say, ain't nobody getting me. Pay attention. This is a tip. Pay attention at the bottom of your screen. It says nearby medics, someone that can revive you, and it tells you the distance. And with that being said, a medic can pick up anyone on the team, but you might be seeing other people like an assault class, an engineer running by, and you see them picking up people. Yeah, because that is their squad mate. They can only pick up their squad mate, not other teammates, only medics. With that being said, let's get into the medics farming. Farming with the medic is probably one of the most easiest things. Well, it's the most fun because I'm a super medic. I love it. It is enjoyable. We hate you people that just quit when you sitting here calling for help, and then we ping saying we're on the way, and then right when we get here, you sit there and don't hold the button. Hold the button so that way you can last and live longer. Hold your goddamn wounds. Whatever the button is on your controller scheme, hold it. When it comes to medics is people that need to be next to their platoon or their squad the entire time. It's the most fun adrenaline rush ever. But now things have changed though, because when it comes to giving out your ammo pouches and your supply pouch or your healing pouches, we have a cooldown now. It didn't used to be that way. We used to just go ahead and keep throwing them motherfuckers out there over and over and just get XP like out the wazoo. Now, yes, can you hold a defibrillator and shorten defibrillator? That's the next topic when it comes to getting this when you're a medic. I just want y'all to know that. Yes, you can sit here and heal more if you do this. I typically like to tap depending on my situation. If there's nothing going on, I'll hold and give you more health. It's around the same XP. It doesn't really matter. Reviving is key. Keep on moving. Stay aware at the same time. I want y'all to understand medics need to be with the squad. Can you run off and do your own thing? Yes, you can, but you want to farm XP, right? So game modes like Rush is actually kind of good. Breakthrough, definitely it is. Breakthrough is good because I'm gonna tell you this why it's so good. It's because it's a grouped up area where you need to get to the next level by capturing the ejector, right? Okay, so everyone is here. 64 whatever breakthrough is, 48, 64 players. That's a group of people just sitting in one fucking area. Your team is gonna have to die a whole lot. The medic should be there. That is the best farming you can possibly do. Now, when it comes, let's move on away from medic real quick, okay? Let's get to snipers. Snipers, I need y'all to understand something. I understand that y'all have a recon beacon, but you can still be helpful. Like I said earlier, play mid range with the sniper. You don't always have to be a long range, nowhere near the objective where you don't see anything. And technically, as a sniper, you want to look at everybody. Pay attention to the bigger groups, because you aiming down sights automatically sits there and help out your team by getting you assist points. Assist points is everything. I want y'all to look at the opposite team as farming XP. Everything that you do, even your teammates are farming. Be mindful of that. Another tip with the sniper that a lot of people didn't pay attention to when you're a sniper, if you're playing mid-range, I realized that I ranked up even faster playing mid-range with a sniper, because if I somehow die, I hold my wounds so my medic can get points too. Remember that. And if I'm looking in a room full of people that's there, guess what? You still get spot points, and your teammates can see it, allowing your medic to come and be able to clear the room because they see it on the radar. Hello, work as a goddamn team. This is what I was telling y'all earlier with positioning. You need to move as one unit. That is how this works. Now, I ain't sitting here saying this is the most dumbest thing that I see, and which a lot of y'all are going to do when y'all sit here and farm, is the entire team is going to run from flag to flag to flag together, and then you're just going to wonder why are we losing? We're mopping them. Yeah, because the other team is just going clockwise, or whatever route you're going, they're going the opposite way, coming right behind you. So yeah, pay attention to that. But if you're just farming and don't give a shit that you're losing the game, farm, play the objectives. Objectives is everything. That's where you're getting all your actions. When it comes to assault people, hey, you're gonna have to put in that work on kills. All kills matter. It doesn't matter if you wounded them or not. This is regardless of what you're doing. So beginners, if you want to just run assault class, cool, but also assault class has respawns. Hey, be mindful of your team. Don't just put it in spots where it's just front line all the time. Put it in a nice little distance so that way your other teammates can come and they keep you getting up, so you ain't got to keep dying over and over and have to start all over. Back to the line you go. That is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. When it comes to new people, get to using assault and understanding the guns. But with that being said, engineers, this is great too. Engineers, your focus as an engineer should be anything that moves faster than you. If it's a tank, I don't care if it's a Jeep, I don't care if it's a golf cart, I don't care if it's a helicopter, jet, whatever. You need to be shooting it out the air. You need to be by your tanks at all time. If it's a vehicle and it's a friendly, you need to be on it with your blowtorch. These points are crazy. They are extremely crazy. Every little thing that you do. Oh, matter of fact, one more thing. Let me go backtrack real quick. When it comes to medic, a key thing for medic, for those that don't like it, is smoke. But anyway, engineers, use your smoke to sit here and protect yourself while you're doing these repairs and stuff. As I recall, smoke actually helps when you teammate gets kills and stuff inside the smoke. And he was given XP for that. Every little thing that you do, even though you didn't get the kill inside the smoke, hey, that's cover points. It's giving it to you because somebody either got cover and is using it, or goddamn it, they got an assist for killing. Everything that you do matters. So when it comes to those, you need to pay attention. Everything. Like I said, learn your gadgets. Learn all your gadgets they are useful. Don't be stingy with your gadgets. The more your teammates use it, the better. Heals, smokes, spotting drones, using the ladder. More people that use it, you get points for. Engineers, repairing, and all that good stuff. You get points for everything. Pay attention to the game modes and thrive off of the game modes. If you're medic, like I said, playing things like breakthrough is going to be fun for you. You want long matches because it's in where people are grouped up and can die. When it comes to snipers, you want to be able to see the platoon because those assist points count. Even your shots that you put on someone, it counts. Assault person, I got one for you. Even if you decide you want to go with LMG, suppressing people, it works, ladies and gentlemen. It gives you points for everything that you do. Match your play style with the mode that you're playing, and you'll be able to find that out real quick. Also, there's going to be one-to-one ratio when it comes to portals. When it comes to portals, there are going to be a shitload of XP servers where people are just going to be farming points all day. With that being said, let's go to the next topic of vehicles. When it comes to vehicles, they move differently. You're going to have to change your sensitivity as is, and I will talk about sensitivity. When it comes to vehicles, your best bet is get in them, die, learn how to play it. Everyone is going to adapt a different way. I don't want to tell you this is how you do this and that's it, because that's not true. Your way and your reaction is always different. You know what I'm saying? So I hate when people make videos, you need to do this. No, everybody doesn't function the same. Everyone's equipment is not the same. Everyone's reaction is not the same. There will be servers where it's just dog fights. So that way you can get in helicopters and jets. That's what Battlefield is. It's a community that always do that. It's going to be servers where it's just mostly fucking tanks just respawning like crazy. Go practice. You're going to die a lot. You're going to get your ass whooped. It's part of the game when it comes to that. Now, let's get into the settings portion. The settings, off rip, you should be making your FVO widen. Don't go maxing out. Never max out. Get close to maxing out. Don't ever max out. Another thing, you want to turn off camera shaking. You want to turn off that blur. Please turn those off. They're useless for you. They're useless for you. I mean, if you want to sit here and have the shaking camera, man, it's going to shake the entire time. This is Battlefield. Bombs is going to go off. Bullets is going to go past your head. All of that stuff. I mean, you falling off of a roof. You don't want that as your disadvantage unless you want to be amused into the game. You can enable damage numbers where you can see how much you did to someone. Me personally, I don't like that. Go play fucking Division if you want to see numbers over people's heads. But a lot of people recommends that for that, so that way you can know what gun does what. It might help you. It doesn't help me. It might help you, so you can know. When it comes to your settings, always have your ultra textures up, and then everything else can go low if you want. It depends on you and your system. Like I said, I don't like telling people this is what you exactly need to do. I'll give you a reference and a guide and call it a day. Now, you want to adjust your mini map view distance. You can make it wider or medium or far, you know what I'm saying, so that way you can see more. A lot of people forget that, and don't forget that you can turn on your compass too. I mean, a lot of people ain't gonna use it. It's been battlefielded in the heat of the moment. A lot of people ain't gonna pay attention to that, but don't forget to do it. Now, when I sat here and I talked about settings with vehicles and your guns, they're totally different. Also, I found out that it's completely different by playing Battlefield 6, and certain guns, the ADSing and turning vertical and horizontal, they all are different depending on the class of guns that you have, right? So be mindful of that. And then when you get into a vehicle, they're completely different. What is not tanks is not the same as an AA gun that's stationary. They're going to move all differently. Everything changes. Everything changes from class to class, assault to medic. Keep that in mind, people. They're all different. With that being my tips, here's some more big tips. And this is a wrap it up. Look, I don't know about you. I'm ready to wrap this up. This might be the longest video I ever made, and I plan on making more. Look, when the game comes, this is all tips. This is tip recaps and new tips, every tip that I know possibly at this moment. As the game changes, I will always keep making tips, and if you need help with tips, my stream is always available. All right, let's get to it. Smoke grenades are very valuable in this game. It helps you move from objective to objective, especially when you're playing things like Breakthrough, when you're trying to get pushing on. Smoke, people. Everyone needs to use smoke. Medics, this is your specialty right here. Super medics, they all know. If you're gonna be a super medic, you need to have smoke, so that way you can run out in the middle of the battlefield and start getting a group of people that might have died inside of a tank. Revives. When it comes to revives, if you hold the defibrillator, you can give more HP to the person that you revive, and if you quick tap it, of course, they'll take less. Don't instant revive in hot zones. Clear the space first. I mean, that's what I say use smoke for. Typically, I die about mine. That's what I believe in when there's a super medic. How you want to do things, make sure you pay attention. But if your sniper is doing what they're supposed to be doing and your teammate, let them know, like, hey, just because you're down don't mean you can't hold your wounds and save a teammate that's trying to come save you as a medic. If you're one that doesn't like to play lock classes and you have an assault, and I know I said there and I already did assault, but here's another little tip for you can do some more farming. But if you sit here and you play with the LMGs, be mindful of this. When you're playing with the LMGs, suppression fire is a thing with a lot of XP points, and you might want to be suppressing on the front line, or you might want to even attempt to suppress a sniper that's probably getting on your nerves. Understand this though, as a veteran, all the veteran players, it still stands even in Battlefield 6. As a veteran player that is a sniper that has to deal with suppressed fire, we know that suppressed fire from a certain distance really does absolutely nothing to us after a while. You know what I'm saying? For a split second, we might get nervous and go back, but then we're going to pop our head right back because we see how far you are and it's not really registering to hurt us enough, and we're going to get that shot off. I want y'all suppressors to understand this and realize when you get shot in the head and be like, man, I've been suppressing. Yeah, suppression is not that great when it comes to Battlefield, depending on the distance. Let's just get that right. But you can get a lot of suppression points. Also, when you're dealing with a sniper, when you see the light on the glare, sorry, didn't mean to say light. When you see the glare, they have different colors, and those are indicators of if they got a kill shot, a one-shot kill shot or not. I think it's blue for a one-shot kill shot. I could be wrong. It could be the other way when you see a blue glare or a white glare. But that is another tip. Also, when you're going up against a sniper, I wanted to put that in there. Another thing dealing with snipers, and I know it seems like I'm picking on snipers, but when it comes to a sniper that is on your team, or let's say you get on a team where you're full of snipers and you're sitting here being a medic or engineer or an assault person or whatever the case may be, and you are one of those people that want to play with the rest of the team but they don't, that's what's going to happen. You're going to see it a whole lot. For the people that are new, of course I think veterans know, but for the people that are new, you can easily go and switch your squad. You do not have to play with them. I know some people, it might be locked. You can switch your squad, so you can go in, just hit the start menu, and you can switch your squad to another team that's actually getting active and You ain't got to deal with selfish teammates that got recon beacons all the way on top of a mountain that's nowhere near an objective. You can switch your squad, and sometimes that squad, all the squads might be locked. You might be in a team that's unfortunate that everybody got their team locked or is full or whatever the case may be. You can always just sit there and have your own thing. I mean, it could be annoying because you're going to find yourself running just as much as having a team full of snipers, but at least I'm letting you know that you can always switch squads. Just because that's the squad you started with, you can always switch. A lot of people don't even realize that, and they just stick with the same squad and they bitch the whole goddamn time. I'm sorry for picking on snipers. Audio cues. When it comes, this should have been in settings. I need you to sit here and turn on the war tapes. War tapes are the best settings in every battlefield when it comes to audio cues. That is probably one of the biggest tips that I'm going to help y'all with. It hears everything just perfectly and still give you that boom atmosphere like you're in, I don't know, like a IMAX theater. But it still gives you the cues loud, the footsteps, or someone else reloading next to you. You can hear someone saying, "I need a medic," or "I need ammo." You hear that in war tapes. And they got 2 versions of war tapes, so I gotta try both of them out this time. I normally just try one and call it a day, but anyway, pay attention to that. Watch your game modes, understanding what you're good at. When it comes to these settings, a lot of people are going to tell you settings that this is what you should use. I'm trying to tell you, it doesn't always work the same. And when it comes to metas, get used to it being changed. That is the way Battlefield always is until the end of its cycle, and then that's when it's pretty much done. Time to kill too. It might become even slower, or it might even be faster. When it comes to all these little tips, man, try to play as a team at the end of the day, because that is what's going to give you your most XP, because you're near group, you're near the objectives, and you're doing things as a team. Ain't nothing better than you not ranking up no faster being a lone wolf. It's not happening. You're going to find yourself trying to do this battle pass forever because you want to play as a lone wolf. Understand this. That is your fault of why you can't rank up fast on this game. Battlefield really doesn't take long to rank up on if you're playing the game as a team and understanding your surroundings. Like I said, by playing certain game modes, play something else. Don't play the same damn thing over and over. Play according to your play style and the mode and what you're trying to do. If you're trying to rank up guns fast, go play something small. And if you're new, if you're trying to be a super medic, then play in a big map like Breakthrough where it's close and stuff like that. Use all your gadgets, understanding everything. This is your boy Green. I am tired of fucking talking. This video is too long.